glad to have you here on the program, Mike. When did you first meet Tony Dungy, Mike?
I first met Tony in 2004. We played a preseason game in Japan, and I had the chance to meet him briefly, and we talked and spoke for a second, and that was that. But it was something about him that I really found interesting. I really wanted to know about him, but I didn't have enough time to talk to him. But it was it was a formal meeting, and it was real cool. I thought
So
he was a great guy.
what does Tony Dungy mean to you then, right now, as you and I are sitting here?
Tony Dungy means the world to me. Without him, I probably wouldn't have been able to think as clearly as I've been able to over the last, 6 or 7 years of my life. And, when my thoughts were pervasive and all over the place, he helped me to see things straightforward and, understand the true values of life and family and what it was all about. And, I kind of took it in stride, and I was very appreciative, even still to this day.
So what I guess did he tell you specifically that really resonated with you in a manner that what people might have been telling you over the years never really did in that manner?
Well, the thing I really took from him was that my actions speak louder than my words. It's easy to say the things that you're thinking and that you want to do, but it's another thing to go out and act it out. And, when he said that, I always thought that old cliche was, meaningless, or people say it just to say it. And when he said it, when we were sitting in Leavenworth, I just, felt like it resonated at the time. And, I wanted to go out and put my plan into action and not talk about it and be about it. And I was able to do that. And, I wanted to make those things happen in order to make him proud and let him know that I wasn't just sitting there talking with him, that I was listening.
Mike Vick joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show, talking about Tony Dungy as he's about to go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. How many times did Coach visit you in Leavenworth, Mike?
He came and visited me once, and that was about all I wanted. I was in a bizarre place that I never thought I'd end up, and for him to come there, travel, 2,000 miles, almost across the country to see me, really meant a lot. And, I wanted to, let my presence be felt as well as his. And, I was just thankful to be in that place. I tell you what, I walked away feeling as if I had a new life, and I had, more support and people who was going to, try to help guide me in the right directions as I made my exit post-incarceration. And those memories I will never forget. That time I will never forget. And, it'll always be a vivid memory in my life. And, I'm just thankful that I had him, at the right time when I needed him.
Now, I think I know the answer to it, but I'll ask it anyway. Why did you only want him to visit you once? It would seem, in many ways that perhaps he might be a soothing presence and a sight for sore eyes in Leavenworth for you to see him. Why would that just be enough for you?
Mainly because that was a situation that I just wasn't comfortable in. I knew that environment was not where I wanted to be or was supposed to be. Obviously, my actions led me to be there, but I just felt as if I was a different person. And every day I woke up, every morning I felt as if, I was just in the wrong place. And, like I said, it was very bizarre, but, I understood that coming out it was going to be a lot of pressure immensely. And, I just didn't think that was the place to, talk about moving forward in life. And I wanted to do it, once I got home and once I was in a stable environment where I could concentrate and see my thoughts, more vibrantly. And he was there for me when I came home. He wanted to come back and see me again. I told him, thanks, Coach, but no thanks, and he understood the reasons why.
How was he mentoring you when you got out of Leavenworth, Mike? How
well, we would talk. Tony and I would talk once a week, about, what I was thinking and plans moving forward, and daily goals, monthly goals, yearly goals. How was I going to, bring those to fruition? And I really felt every day I had to work hard to, find, that medium. And, it was difficult when I first came home because I didn't come home to anything and, nothing was promised. But, he gave me that optimism every day, every week, that we would talk. And, I just kept those conversations, as vibrant as I could. And, it took on a life of his own and a meaning of his own. And, we developed a relationship that was uncanny, and I appreciated it, still to this day. And, it's nothing nobody in this world could do for me that is more significant than what, Tony and Roger and Andy did for me at that time in my life, and my agent, Joel Siegel.
When you say Roger, you mean the commissioner?
Absolutely, yeah, Roger Goodell.
How was he integral in this process about getting you back on your feet? In the same way that you had mentioned Andy Reid, the coach who hired you, and Tony Dungy, the man who was mentoring you.
Well, collectively, they all, seemed as if they was talking, amongst each other. And, I could just say that everybody cared at that time. They cared about, my well-being, my rehabilitation, and, trying to do things the right way. Obviously, it was promises that I made that I had to fulfill on my end. And, I looked every single one of them in the eyes and told them I would do it. And, what makes me proud is that I was able to go out and execute. And still to this day, still trying to execute. It's a never-ending story. And, they all told me that, life is a work in progress. I understand the meaning of that. And, I take that on with, with a lot of humility.
Mike Vick joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. And in that regard, the Dallas Cowboys have an opening, Mike. They have an opening that they need to fill.
Yeah.
Have you been in contact with them?
No contact as of late, but, you got to be patient, with this game. And, I understand what goes on in the processes that has to happen and take place. And, I'm more than patient. Every day I get a chance to work out and, continue to get in tip-top shape and try to be in better shape than I was last year, in case, something happens and, I have to go out and perform. And I just want to be able to do my best and excel. So that's what's most important. But I understand the process and I appreciate it now, being older. But, I'll be ready to go if I get a call.
Well, I imagine that is something you'd want, right? To put the star on the side of your helmet. Should Jerry Jones be interested in doing it?
I mean, absolutely. That would be great. I mean, every kid growing up, wants to put that star on their helmet. You see him, on Monday night games. You see him on Thanksgiving, year in and year out. And, that's become an annual thing. So, you learn to appreciate it. And yeah, man, it's a beautiful uniform. They look good. But it's not about looking good. You got to play good as well. So,
sure.
It's all about putting wins in the win column, and that's what I love to do.
So, how much is your phone ringing right around now for an opportunity for a 14th season in the NFL for you, Mike?
Well, I won't say it's ringing as much. For what reason, I don't know. But like I say, man, the optimism is still there. I'm keeping the faith, and I'm working out every day. I just finished, getting in the 2-hour workout. Had a great one. And, when you dedicate yourself, when you love the game of football and you put your all into it, things tend to work out. You just got to, not lose focus and keep sight on what's most important. And, that's your goal that you set out to make.
Lastly, why do you think Tony Dungy did what he did for you?
You know what? Prior to this interview, I was thinking about, why did Coach stick his neck out for me? A man with such great spirit and, in a situation like that, not everything to lose, but, scrutiny that could come behind it. I think it was just, in his heart, and he didn't have to be there for me. I knew instantly once he wanted to come visit me and, take on the responsibilities of, helping me, move forward in the right direction that, it was going to be some pushback, but, with a guy like Tony, who's going to push back on him? He embodies everything that I think every man who grows up with the right priorities and morals and values want to have. And, he's an inspiration to me. He's a role model. And, if I can continue to follow in the footsteps that I'm following in now, that I'm walking in, I'll continue to be, a man like Tony Dungy. So, that he's my inspiration. And
he's going in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's getting a bust. Immortal. It's unbelievable.
Well-deserved.
Yeah.
Well-deserved.
Hey, look, thanks for the call. Appreciate you sharing your thoughts about Coach Dungy. And you hook up with a team, love to chat with you in either way.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Mike. You bet. That's Mike Vick right there.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.